Let's discuss the role of the courts in the fight against corruption in Nigeria with legal practitioner Fred Nzeako. Thank you, sir, for your time. Now, both the president and the EFCC chairman have touched on salient issues here. How much damage have these applications, which the president referred to as frivolous and then delayed judgments in courts, caused in the war against corruption in the country?
Well, it is very easy for the executive and the operators under the executive arm of government to very easily point accusing fingers at the judiciary for failure to fight corruption. President Muhammad Buhari did the same thing when he lamented that judiciary was a stumbling block in his government's bid to fight corruption. But the question is, where is the corruption coming from? The bulk of the corruption is coming from the executive. So if there is internal cleansing at the executive arm of government, the duties of anti-corruption agencies will be highly minimized. And if the anti-corruption agencies on their own do due diligence and do not play to the gallery or pander to public applause on a media trial, then they will be getting their acts right, and then their fight against corruption will be very meaningful. I think the issue does not lie with the judiciary, and I will not agree with anybody who says that judiciary or the court processes impede the fight against corruption, because without the court processes, you cannot be a complainant and a judge in your own matter. The court must look at the issue, because sometimes there could be unnecessary bias, there could be political connotation, there could be unnecessary attack on perceived opponents of government, in which case the anti-corruption agencies will now be used as attack dogs to even out with the opponents. And it is only judiciary that will come to the rescue of such persons. So I completely disagree with the position of Mr. President and that of the EFCC chairman.
Now, you would agree that in recent times, conflicting court orders have been a major challenge, especially in Nigeria's political realm. As a legal expert, what moves do you think should be taken to curb this trend?
Yes, I agree that there are some cases of conflicting judgments and orders from courts, especially when the courts are of coordinated jurisdiction. But again, it is the politicians that set the trap for the judiciary. It is the politicians that expose the judiciary to such public opprobrium. Even though I'm not holding brief for the judiciary, because they are supposed to live above board. A judge or a justice of the court is supposed to live above board and should not pander to the whims of politicians, such that conflicting judgments will be coming out from the various courts. But in order to curb that, the judiciary has to adopt its internal cleansing mechanism through the office of the Chief Justice of Nigeria, acting as the chairman of the National Judicial Council, as an institution that has the authority and the constitutional statutory right to sanction any erring judge that must have misconducted himself or herself, and then also improve the welfare of judges, and everything concerning the welfare and issues around the judges lie in the realm of the National Judicial Council. So we need to establish the fact that the NJC needs to work harder than what it is doing today to ensure that judges and justices of the courts, especially courts of record, do not give conflicting judgment. The problems are essentially at the level of the High Court, either the Federal High Court, the State High Court, or the High Court of the FCT. That is where the problem lies mainly. Sometimes we have incidences where some justices of the Court of Appeal will undermine order or justices of superior court, which is the Supreme Court. So, but in all, it is the NJC that will ensure that there is sanity in that respect.